Call for more soldiers to be deployed after IFP shooting incident, and the public protector reacts to parliamentary probe. Good day to you. NFP President Zanele Magwaza Msibi has called for the deployment of more soldiers at the KwaMashu hostel north of Durban. She was reacting to a shooting incident outside the Ntumazuma Magistrates Court that claimed the life of an IFP member. An NFP member has been arrested. Magwaza Msibi has appealed for calm.
I'm calling on all our people to exercise restraint and calm and allow the police to do their work. I have written statements after statements calling for the police to be deployed in KwaMashu Hostel, but I think it is high time that the police is deploying soldiers so that they clean up KwaMashu Hostel, because I do believe strongly that there are arms cache that are there in KwaMashu, because that is why people are killing people like they are doing.
Meanwhile, the IFP has described the shooting of one of its supporters outside the court as unfortunate. He was allegedly shot by the NFP member soon after court proceedings involving another party leader on murder and attempted murder charges were concluded. The IFP has called on the leadership of the NFP to control its supporters and help contain the killings and clashings among supporters of the two parties. A former municipal manager in the Mbombela municipality has been granted bail of 15,000 rand by the Nelspruit Regional Court in a stadium tender case. He's being accused of fraud, corruption and abuse of power while he was still the municipal manager. Motsebe wa Monoreng reports.
Jacob Dladla was the municipal manager when Lifika Emerging Equity Company was awarded the tender to construct the Mbombela Stadium. It is alleged that Dladla made changes on the recommendations of the bid committee and the adjudication committee on the appointment of the company to build the Mbombela Stadium. Dladla allegedly put his preferred company instead of the initial one recommended by the committees. Meanwhile, Kaizer Chiefs manager Bobby Mutaung, Mpumalanga businessman Herbert Teleding, and Lifika Equity CEO Chris Gibb also appeared facing corrupt charges. Both cases have been postponed until October 29.
At their last court appearances, Mutaung and Teledi have been granted bail of 50,000 rand and Grib 20,000 rand. The public protector Thuli Madonsela has welcomed Parliament's decision to assign the Justice Portfolio Committee to look into various allegations against her and her office. The allegations were made in an anonymous letter that she received earlier this year. The most damaging allegation is that she sat on a report about the Midvaal municipality south of Johannesburg, which was won by the DA in the local government elections. Madonsela was responding to media questions during the launch of National Good Governance Week in Pretoria.
When the report was brought to me, it was after the elections. In that office, all decisions are made through memo systems. Reports are not just thrown at you as you are going through the door. I think implied in that allegation is that I sat on that report to make sure that the DA wins the elections in Midvaal. I think that's really mischievous. But it will obviously be tested, and then we'll see. And I hope the ANC in Midvaal will be part of that investigation, because I worked there with a certain mistake. And then ask whoever is accusing me to say, what was in that report that I removed?
The new chairperson of the AU Commission, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, says her first task in office is to help resolve the crisis in Mali. France is asking the UN Security Council to approve international military intervention in Mali in a bid to oust militants from the north. Dlamini Zuma was speaking during her acceptance speech as the first woman to lead the administrative arm of the continental body.
I would like to assure you that we will take proactive steps to support member states and regional bodies in their efforts to promote democratic governance. We will therefore spare no efforts to try and resolve conflicts in Mali and the Sahelian region, the crisis that has the potential to spread across the region and even the continent. We shall be working closely with the United Nations Security Council and of course with the regional organization ECOWAS, which has been dealing with the matter.
The top story, NFP President Zanele Magwaza Msibi has called for the deployment of more soldiers at the KwaMashu hostel north of Durban.